Welcome to the Studio Success Formula Podcast, the business school for dance studio owners. And now for your host, Clint Salter.
Hey everyone, it's Clint Salter, your host for the Studio Success Formula Podcast, and welcome to another week. I'm recording this podcast from the USA this week. I'm just about to return home and go back to lovely, sunny Sydney. I've spent 3 days with my mastermind group, which is a group of online business owners. We all do some type of business online. There's about 30 of us, and we meet 3 times a year for 3 days to work on our business, go through, work through some challenges, plan our next exciting projects, which is exactly what I was doing. And I can't wait to share with you what we've got planned for you coming into the new year, 2016. I always feel so energized, motivated, and surprisingly calm after the 3 days with my mastermind group, because it just puts everything into perspective, and it really gives me clarity on, what I want to achieve and what my big goals are, and how I want to impact the dance studio owner community more. So it was really fantastic. As you know, we are just wrapping up this week Dance Teachers Unite, which has been our online virtual summit with over 30 masterclasses with some absolutely amazing people. Now, if you haven't got onto that already, please make sure you do, because there's only a couple of days left for you to secure your free ticket before it all goes away. So just head to danceteachersunite.com to get all of that information, secure your free ticket, and really immerse yourself in some amazing dance business and marketing experts that are sharing with you how you can grow your dance studio. And so this is the last week that I'm going to be sharing with you a sneak peek, I guess, of our awesome guests that we've had on Dance Teachers Unite. And so today I'm super, super happy. Now, I know this one is going to be very, very, very popular, and her masterclass is actually coming up tomorrow, Tuesday the 13th of October, and that is Sue B. Zimmerman, which is super exciting. Sue is an expert when it comes to Instagram, and I know so many of you have been asking me about Instagram and loved one of the little episodes I did probably about a month ago now on building your Instagram followers for your dance studio. Anyway, Sue and I go into so much more detail, so I'm just giving you a sneak peek, about 20 minutes from my masterclass with Sue. If you want the whole thing, make sure you go and register for it by going to danceteachersunite.com. Okay, here is my masterclass with Sue. Hope you love it. So, Sue, I guess the first question is, there's lots of social media platforms out there. There's Facebook, there's Twitter, Periscope is kind of firing up really quickly. We know that lots of our students are on Snapchat as well. Tell us why it's a good idea for us to be on Instagram, and if someone doesn't have an Instagram account, or they're new to Instagram and maybe they're like posting a picture and they're like, why am I doing this? What would you say to those people?
Well, first of all, for any platform, if you are here for business, you need to have a strategy, and you shouldn't be doing anything because someone's telling you to get on Snapchat, get on Instagram, get on Periscope. And by the way, I love Periscope, and I have a huge following there as well. I believe that if you're going to embrace social media, it shouldn't feel like work. You should pick the platform or platforms that you love and that you love going to. Like, I wake up every day and the first place I go is Instagram. It's where I get my news feed. It's where I get my creative inspiration. It's where I learn something new every day. And it sets me up for my success daily, whether it's that inspiration or motivation or a new product that I want to check out. So you've got to decide where you want to be, and more importantly, where your audience is, where your target market is. So the word strategy is something I teach over and over again in my courses and with all my students that I coach, because a lot of people think they just have to get on it because it's the latest and greatest trend or platform. So when you get when you decide to get on Instagram, like I said, you have to have a strategy in mind. And that strategy is built around visual content, which we can go into in detail.
Yeah, awesome. No, that's good. I mean, it's a scary place for some studio owners to start though, because they know their audience is there. You know, we definitely know that they're kind of what you would call juniors heading into seniors are 100% on Instagram. If they're not on there yet, what's kind of like the first couple of steps that you can give us to kind of get on there? And should we be checking out other successful studios accounts first? Should we be checking out like the big corporates to see kind of what they're, how they're working? What should we do to get started?
Well, I like that you said, so most of the owners have students that are 13 and older, you said? Is that true? Yeah. So absolutely, Snapchat and Instagram is where they are at and living. They have abandoned Facebook for the most part. So if you're trying to reach them, or I assume that you're also trying to reach their parents, their mothers. Who are actually paying the bill for them to be dancing. I have 3 daughters. I paid for gymnastics and all the other activities. Yeah, they did dancing as well. And also, I just want to mention to all of you that I can so relate to you because I used to teach art classes to kids. So I know that passion with the kids and what it means to really help shape their future. So this is exciting and near and dear to me. So if what you just said is exactly what I advise people to do, which is first go and find other accounts who are doing it right. Now, I have a 19-year-old twin daughter, Lila, who has an account called Fresh Fit and Fearless. And she is probably very relatable to a lot of the target customer, the kids that are taking the dance class. And Lila taught me something recently that we shared on a Blab interview, and that's a whole nother platform. But Lila said that she spent so much time looking and finding other accounts that gave her inspiration around food, healthy eating, healthy food, clean eating, which I'm sure a lot of these dancers are into. And she looked and saw what they were doing successfully or what she deemed successful in her mind, what she was attracted to. So number one is absolutely doing the market research, I call it. And I would rather you see small and medium-sized brands who are doing it versus the big brands, because quite frankly, the big brands are paying for an agency to do it. And it's really hard to match up to that. But it's good to look at what their standards are and how they're setting the bar, LOL, literally, in dance. So I would first and foremost go check out what other people are doing. Secondly, I would curate some awesome photos. When I say awesome, I mean really high quality. I call Instagram, like if you're going to post something, it's all about the North Star. It's all about the photo and having a fabulous photo with great lighting. And a lot of times people just post and the photos are really drabby. They didn't use the filters in Instagram or a third-party app that would help set themselves up for success. And it really hinders getting more eyeballs on those posts because people are attracted to the photo. And if you're dancing, let me tell you something. I did some research before this interview, and there are so many amazing dance accounts that I'll share in a little bit where there's great videos, there's smiling faces, these kids are adorable, and the lighting's phenomenal. And you really want to set yourself up that way. So that would be the second. And then the third is having a rocking bio. And so I can go into detail of what it means to have a bio that sets you up for success if you want.
Yeah, I think that'd be really helpful.
Do you want me to?
Yeah, definitely.
So let me just count the elements. I think there's 5 elements that you need to remember when you're doing a bio, a rocking bio. And on my website, I do offer this service called InstaBio. The first one that's very important is to have an avatar that represents your business. In most situations, it's going to be a beautiful dancer. It's not the name of your dance studio. I don't want to do business on Instagram with a dance studio. I want to see a smiling face or a child with their leg in the air or something exciting that gets my attention as an avatar. Remember, it's smaller than a dime. And so it's got to really grab someone's attention. And it should be a professional photo, not something that's just cropped out of another picture. Number 1 is the avatar. Number 2 is the name of the account. It should match up to your business or the name of your business. And if you can't get it because someone else has it, you can use an underscore or a dot. There is a workaround. So, or you could say dance company at the end or dance studio. So that's number 2. Number 3 is having keywords in the description of your bio that represents what your target market is actually looking for. Who do you want to serve? Who is your ideal client? Those words need to be written in a way that is laid out that I can actually read it and understand it. I don't want to know that you love cats and that you yoga if you're teaching dance. I want it to all be in the spirit around your studio and your branding. And then you want to have a call to action. What is it exactly that you want people to do? What is that action you want them to take? And often I tell people to use the emoji with the finger pointing down or to use an arrow because you only get 150 characters in a bio. So you want to use those words wisely. So often emojis help represent some of those words. And there is a dancing girl. I don't think there's a ballet slipper, but I know that there's a dancer. So I don't know if that aligns with what your studio would be, but you could certainly check out those emojis. And then lastly, the one URL that you have on Instagram, the one that everybody has, I recommend turning it into a custom Bitly so that you can actually track it. And if you don't know how to do this, I do have a YouTube channel at Subi Zimmerman. I do have a playlist called Instagram for Business, and I teach you how to create a custom Bitly for Instagram. So definitely check that out. And if you go over to YouTube and you watch that video, I want to know that you came over from this interview. So mention this interview in your comments because I really like to know how people find me. So I have you covered with how to do that. So those are the key elements in setting up an Insta bio.
Yeah, fantastic. I think that's great because I think so many people just go on there and say, we're a dance studio and I like cats. Like how often do you see that? And the photo is that like cropped out them at a party, head next to each other, the other person's cut out. So I'm glad you said that. I think what's come across already in this masterclass is really about having, investing in photography.
Absolutely.
Investing in your own photography. And we talk about it with our members as well. Get headshots, professional headshots done of your teachers. Make them all look amazing. Don't have them like at the party, with the wine glass cut out.
Right. And the other thing I want to mention that I didn't is to make sure that your setting is not on private. If you're in business, your setting should not be on private. And so many times I see that it's on private.
Like all of the time, I go to people's accounts. I'm like, why can't I see anything? Like, don't you want more people to know about you and to engage with you? And so talk about that because I think some studio owners think, well, I've got photos of my children on here. It could be, I don't want kind of the wrong type of person coming onto my account. What can you kind of say about that?
The types of posts that people should be making?
No,
is that what you're asking me?
No, the people. So in terms of like having a private account, some people keep it private because they don't want, they might have photos of children on there. And so they don't want to kind of showcase that to the world.
Oh, well, if you're in business, you have to take it off of private and you just need to get permission from the child. And if for some reason there's a problem, you can delete the photo. So I'm from the school of ask for forgiveness and not permission. One time in my store, I took a picture of a lot of little girls and one of the parents came over. I don't want to see those pictures on the internet. La, da, 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 da. I'm like, no problem. I will delete it. So that's what I recommend.
Yeah. Awesome. That's good advice. So you run lots of events, you work with lots of small business owners. What are some of the commonly asked questions that you get asked about Instagram?
How do I get more followers? That's probably the number one question. Okay. And I say it's not about the number of followers. It's about the quality of the followers and whether or not they're going to take action, because there are people that follow and unfollow people all day long as a hobby, or they're just trying to gamify to get more followers. And I'm not in the business of getting followers. I'm in the business of getting leads and generating email addresses so that I can stay in touch with my customers and ultimately serve them with something I'm selling. So more than the likes And more than the follows, it's getting people to take action to come on over to your opt-in. What are you offering them? What is the one thing that you want them to do in the bio that we talked about? And for me, frequently, it's taking action for people to opt in and grab my free Instagram strategy guide, which is frequently on one of my Instagram accounts, but always on my website, SueBZimmerman.com, where all of you should absolutely come over and grab that so that you can look at the basics of what you need to do to set your account up for success beyond what I'm sharing here. And when you do that, you give me your email and I give you this amazing strategy guide, which a lot of people actually tell me they would have paid for to get. And, there's some people that upsell, they do this upsell that once you get the free, they try to sell you something right away. I do not agree with that at all. I find that really as a turnoff. So if you're going to give away something to get an email, having an email is worth more than $100 to me, because each person over time that they get to know, like, and trust you will ultimately purchase something from you. And I have $1,000 Instagram course. I have a $200 Instagram course. I do these Insta bios. I'm a coach. And so if they're not going to buy something now, but they're going to stay in touch and stay on my email list, eventually they might. But even if they don't, they will talk about me and maybe their friend will buy something from me. So it's not literally the person that opt-ins, it is always the one that's going to be purchasing, but they're getting to know, like, and trust you.
Yeah, I think that's such an important lesson, that it's about the quality. It's definitely about the quality of people. I mean, we don't, as a studio owner, as a local business, it's not worthwhile for us to be having, people in, if I'm here in Sydney, I don't really want people in India, checking out my Instagram account. And so let's talk about how we get people over to our website to opt in. So a lot of our studio owners might offer free class, like a free trial class, or they might offer an unlimited class pass. What's kind of too much selling on our Instagram account? Can you talk about that mix between like value versus, give me your email address and come to a class?
Sure. But before I go there, let me just touch on something that you said, which was location. So now, as of June 23rd, Instagram updated the app and you can now look at trending places and you can now look at locations. So if you have a brick and mortar business, which it sounds like everyone does, you should spend some time in the app and see what's trending around you in the location, because chances are you might be able to partner with or figure out a way to market something, maybe your product, with some of these trending places near you. So maybe it's let me use a green juice bar instead of cupcakes. So it's a green juice bar and it's trending on Instagram, and they might want to come in and do an event with you. And it's a really good place to spend some time is in those trending tags. And also, every single time you post on Instagram, you should absolutely be using your geotag, because you can get to the top of a geotag hub, is what I like to call it, just like I call it hashtag hubs. So not only should you be using hashtags, so let me give an example. I got to grab my hashtag sign because I got one. Okay, you guys ready? Okay, so let me give you the little hashtag information. So I have a store in the town, Mashpee, hashtag Mashpee, and it's in a community, hashtag New Seabury, and it's in a marketplace called hashtag Pomponesset, but it's on hashtag Cape Cod. So those are 4 locations that I use in the description when I post from my store. Now, in addition, I also click in the geotag. Now, sometimes I'll click in Scooby-Doo, my store, and I'll always be there because it's my store and all my photos will be there. But if I want to appear in the town of Mashpee, which is a bigger reach, I would use that strategically occasionally. Or if I wanted to appear in Cape Cod, which more and more people are actually using, but if my photo was so great and so awesome that I could possibly get to one of the top 9, and that's what you want to do, because when you open up and you click in a geotag hub or a hashtag hub, you see the top 9 and then you see the most recent. And your goal should be to get to the top 9. And clearly you're not going to get to the top 9 if you're using a trending tag. But if you're using the name of your store, your studio, the name of your town, the name of your city, the name of your area, or maybe some of the things that are trending around you, whether it's the green juice or maybe it's a certain pair of ballet slippers. I don't know all the terminology. I was never a dancer. I played softball and field hockey. So anyway, you get the point, right? So really using those strategically to bring certain eyeballs onto your post. And so, like you said, it does not make sense to be attracting people from India. Like, who cares unless they have a relative in Sydney where your studio is? So you really should stay very, very locally focused with your hashtag strategy and your geotag strategy. Does that make sense?
That is gold, Sid. I love it.
Okay, good.
I think that is, people are going to be going crazy over that because we are local businesses as studio owners. So it's important that we are getting the population around us, our community, to say, wow, yes, follow this studio. I want to come and try your studio. I've seen your videos and photos on Instagram and it's awesome. So that's super valuable. Thanks for sharing. So
you're welcome.
That's a great tip. Now, going back to my question around the lead magnet, that offer.
Sure. Oh, the call to action. Yes.
Yeah.
So I do not have a call to action in every post because it's way too spammy and salesy. And so you've got to decide when is it that you want to literally tell people to click the link in your bio or take action or tag 5 friends. So if you look at my account, you will see that I do this consistently once I've gotten engagement. So I'm going to give you one of my ninja tips. If you go over to the Instagram expert, I'm just going to go over there right now because I do so many things. I want to make sure I'm going to tell you the exact thing to look at. So if you go to the Instagram expert and you look at, and I know that this is going to be it might take you a little while to find it because I'm going to give you a call to action here. Okay, so there's a great post that says, boom, you just got loved. Okay? Really good post. And my friend Jenna, who's actually one of my coaching clients, has an amazing account called The Love Bomb CO. Like, you got to go check out this account. So it has 216 likes, which for me is a lot of likes. Like, anything over 150 is a lot for me. I am not my 19-year-old daughter that gets 500 to 800 likes. The teenagers, as we said, are all on here and all they care about is the likes. I care about the opt-ins and the money, not the likes. But the likes do add credibility, so we'll give it that. Now, in this particular post, there are 29 comments. So when people say they like something about my post, I know that they're actively engaging. And this is what you can do as an Instagram user. You want to actively engage in content that makes you smile, that educates you, that entertains you, that makes you feel a certain way. And you want to tell them why. You don't want to just double tap. You want to go in there and you want to tell them why. And then when people actually engage, I go back and say, I'm so glad you liked it. Please tag 5 friends. So I feel like asking people who have already engaged on the post to tag versus asking people to tag as soon as I post it, because it has so much more of an impact when you ask people to tag. So I'm going to literally do this now so that when you guys go in there. So you can swipe quickly to someone's name, swipe to the left, and there's an arrow that pops up and you can quickly say to them, and I use Siri, please tag 5 friends. So there's no excuse. You can always talk to your phone. You can be efficient. So, and then what I do is I add 5 smiley faces or I add people. So it makes it doesn't sound bossy. It's playful. Because when you add those emojis, people smile. So that's what I just did. So you guys can all go find that when you watch this and say, oh, that's what she was talking about.
Wow. Isn't she like killer? I mean, she knows everything about Instagram. So if you love that and you want more from Sue, make sure you check out the video masterclass by going to danceteachersunite.com. Now, that's all from our sneak peeks of Dance Teachers Unite. I hope you've enjoyed them. Over the last couple of weeks, you've heard from Mia Michaels, Claire O'Connor, Ray Edwards, and now Zu B. Zimmerman. And next week, over the coming weeks, I've got some more special episodes for you on how you can grow your dance studio, including an awesome interview with two amazing performers, choreographers who have been working on Broadway. So I can't wait to bring you that. All right, that is all from me. It's Clint signing out from the USA, about to head home to sunny Sydney, and I'll talk to you again next week. Bye for now.